will not declare victory until the election has been independently certified. President Trump, you go first.
I'm urging my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully, because that's what has to happen. I am urging them to do it. As you know, today there was a big problem. In Philadelphia, they went in to watch. They're called poll watchers, a very safe, very nice thing. They were thrown out. They weren't allowed to watch. You know why? Because bad things happen in Philadelphia, bad things. And I am urging my people. I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair election, I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that. And I'll tell you what,
does that mean,
from a common sense,
does that mean you're going to tell your people to take to the street?
It means you have a fraudulent election. You're sending out 80 million ballots. They're not equipped to. These people aren't equipped to handle it. Number one. Number two, They cheat. They cheat. Hey, they found ballots in a waste paper basket 3 days ago, and they all had the name military ballots. They were military. They all had the name Trump on them.
Vice President
you think
Biden,
that's good?
Vice President Biden, final question for you. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm while the vote is counted, and will you pledge not to declare victory until the election is independently certified?
That are legal and constitutional, that could enable Trump to stay in office without actually winning the vote. The system of electing the president is complicated because it was not designed to be directly democratic. The Constitution calls for states to choose the presidential electors, who in turn gather to vote for the president. Over time, states have passed laws that ensured their state's popular vote for the presidency would determine the electors. But those are laws, not a constitutional obligation. Now, imagine the scenario.
We had probably 10 or 12 affidavits come in from one particular state today. And because there's been a number of threats to people, these particular patriots, they sent their photos in with their affidavits and said, put mine up at the top of the list, because I want people to know that I'm not going to be afraid of these people that are threatening our country and our way of life. And so I say all that, and on one hand, and the other hand, as I just described, we have clear paths to victory for this president. And frankly, he's going to win Pennsylvania. He's going to win Arizona. He's going to win Georgia. He's going to win Nevada. He's going to win Michigan. And the other one that he's probably going to pull in is Wisconsin too, because there's a discrepancy in Wisconsin of 130,000 fraudulent ballots that they just found, they just discovered. So there's a lot of things happening, and it's all, to me, it's all positive. I was asked today on a scale of 1 to 10 who will be the next president, and I said 10, it'll be Donald Trump. It'll be President Trump. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that he won this election hands down in a landslide, probably somewhere between 350 and 400.
sure we can. We can proclaim the palmist who wrote these following words.
True international effort to pressure.
Yeah. Call this number on a dead guy's phone. Who are you? So it is you. Thank God you're all right.
Now, Sidney and the president, through, I believe, General Flynn, have got the Kraken organization, the 305 Military Intelligence Battalion, working with them. Because in all of this, we have not seen any footprints of the DOJ, of the FBI, nor the CIA on the friendly side.
Wait a minute.
It's been on the deep state side.
Let me just stop you there, General, because you just said something very interesting. You just said that who has just opened up the Kraken, and then you just described what the Kraken was. We all know the term because of Sidney Powell using it, but you just said what it is. Can you back up on that?
Yes. Sidney got the term Kraken because that's the nickname of the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion. And that has been her source, along with other sources that Mary and I know about, but we don't want to talk about. And so we're getting the different sources that are relaying this. But the important thing is they identified, now get this, they identified China, Iran, and Russia as being involved in this and manipulating the votes. In addition, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Special Forces Command seized a server farm in Frankfurt, Germany, because they were sending this data from those 5 states or 6 states through the internet to Spain and then into Frankfurt, Germany.
We were very worried. Who are you? This is Sergeant Sullivan. I'm taking over Queen's unit. Let me talk to Dignam to confirm it. Staff Sergeant Dignam. He's on a leave of absence. He's very upset. We're all very upset. I think the best thing would be for you to come in. We need you to come in. Can you come in? Or meet me.
Happy Friday, everyone. So today I just wanted to take a few minutes and answer a few frequently asked questions I get about this QAnon project that I'm working on. Question number 1, most often asked, is Q a right-wing conspiracy? No. Answer is no. Q is a nonpartisan military intelligence project designed to unite the country and embolden us to demand the declassification and release of the JFK documents that have been withheld from us for 57 years now. Pretty crazy, right? Next question is, I get a lot of people saying, hey, love your work, I support Q, and how can I help you? I feel like I don't really know what to do here. And the answer to that is to go out and tell everyone you know about QAnon, share all of our links, and help us especially convince any of your lefty friends that you may have to demand the declassification and release of the JFK documents with us. It's designed to be kind of like a team building exercise. Obviously, we're a pretty divided country right now, and this will be something that we could really come together around and be angry at our government about together. We also, as a general matter of speaking, need them on board for things. We can't really sustain things being this divided for much longer. Think of it like a marriage, right? Those are our fellow compatriots, and it's like we're married to them. So if we just try to dominate them, that's not going to work very well. Another big part of QAnon is to teach the people not to sit around and wait for the intelligence services or the government to give us a straight answer on this. It's really about teaching all citizens that for future reference, we should not be waiting 57 years to call BS on things like this JFK nonsense. Next question people ask me, so Mr. Q, if you are the military intelligence officer you say you are, then why didn't you use your fancy quantum internet mind control machine on them and just win the game right away? And the answer to that is, because then I wouldn't be any different from the royal death racket. Do I look like an evil supervillain to you people? Next question is, where do Hillary Clinton and John McCain fit into all of this? Hillary Clinton and John McCain are the two most flamboyant examples of the cognitive dissonance caused by our red team, blue team politics. What most people don't realize is that they are two sides of the same rotten coin. Many Republicans, my team, scream and whine about Hillary Clinton, but they don't realize that Hillary Clinton is just the Democrat version of John McCain. Everyone in the Republican Party screams and whines about the corruption in the Clinton Foundation, which is egregious, no doubt, but they failed to see that there's this thing called the McCain Institute that is almost the exact same thing. A violent political racket that is actually destroying both our country and the countries that we are falsely claiming to be helping. They are both direct facilitators of some of the most vile and sadistic behavior that happens on this planet. So until us Republican voters can acknowledge the truth about vile monsters like John McCain, how can we expect the Democratic voters to open their eyes and acknowledge the truth about the vile monsters on their side like Hillary Clinton? We need everyone to be awake and united to actually get where we need to be. Next question. Is it true that Q supports socialists? Q believes that if the CIA is going to be arming terrorists like ISIS with missiles to bring about regime change in other countries, that we should be arming socialists with information to bring about regime change in ours. Q also believes that the current crop of American socialists really just want equal opportunity and justice for all, not the Marxist economic gravity bomb that they keep talking about. They're just going that direction because they're desperate, because the government has been so unresponsive to their needs for such a long time that they feel they need to take those drastic steps. I personally believe that they will be delighted to join us once they realize what the actual end game is here. So please, if you wouldn't mind, Q-Horde, try not to scare them away in the meantime. And finally, people ask me, so what exactly is the desired outcome here? What exactly is the end game? And to sum it up, number one, get everyone to help us demand the declassification and release of those JFK docs. No military help, no POTUS help, just us, the people, we can do it. Number two, educate as many people as possible on exactly how corrupt our government is and unite the people, both left and right, around the common desire for dramatic change. Number three, after everyone's united, organize an economic blockade that will bring the royal death racket to its knees until they release Julian Assange. What they're doing to him is totally unacceptable, it's totally un-American, and it needs to end yesterday. So we're gonna break him out hook or crook, and the bureaucrats in Washington can either get in our way and get steamrolled, or they can help us. Their choice. Number four, we are gonna wash away the entirety, or almost the entirety, of both parties and both chambers of Congress. And we're going to start fresh in 2020 with some younger, more intelligent, pragmatic leaders like Tulsi Gabbard, like Kyrsten Sinema, like Matt Gaetz, and like Josh Hawley. People actually were born in this century and who listen to their voters and work pragmatically towards innovative solutions. Call it a clear the board kind of a deal. Sound good, everyone? Okay, great. Happy Friday.